Page 124, Silent Night. 3/4 time, key is C major, no sharps or flats. Let's take a look here. Right hand first, dotted rhythms. 1 and 2 and 3. It's a slow piece, so you can do a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. Or just feel the eighth note. 1, 2, 3. Like so. Then end of the line. Last two measures, reach up. Then claps. And then here. Then scrunch up a little, third finger. I think you can get this fairly simple piece, a very famous melody. Hopefully you'll get it okay. Let's go down to the third line. This is the fourth measure over. You have that. You can use fifth finger like you did on the first line if you want, and then third finger. Doesn't matter because you're in the phrase and you can lift up. You can lift up and move if you'd like. So it's whichever way you want to do it. It's up to you. Last line, third measure, come down, scrunch up. Again, you don't have to do that either. Going from the second measure to the third measure, rather than here, you can, if you like, come down, use 4, and then 2, 1. So you need to lift up for the phrase. It's just we don't have to move, and this whole thing is a chord, and that's the fingering for it, so that's how we might finger. Once you get used to it, it just means you don't have to be focused looking on the keyboard and stuff. It just makes it a little easier in the long run if you can learn to do this. So lift up 4. When you're practicing it, you might try both ways, but eventually pick one and stick with it. Left hand's just got the chords, block chords and then broken. 1 chord and a 5/7 chord, and you got a 4 chord. That's really all you're doing in the left hand. There's not a lot going on there, so put the hands together. See, it's not a chord there. Articulation, this is a fairly gentle legato piece. You can lift up in between the phrases in the right hand. Keep the left hand legato as best you can throughout. Dynamic wise, you have to feel the dynamics. They're just suggestions. It starts out softly and gently, and that's the right hand. Left hand has to be very soft. See, all the time I'm playing this, I want to hear this. You get down to the third line, the last two measures, you come up a little bit, sleep, moderately loud, sort of loud, whatever. And then you come back down to soft. And there's a retardato at the end, you can slow down. And all at the end, the last two measures, when I'm playing this, I want to hear that. So don't overpower it. I want to hear all that gently. Speed-wise, there's all kinds of recordings. It depends on what mood you're in. It's up to you on how fast you're going to go. They've added pedal. I don't know why. You don't need pedal on this, but if you want to add pedal in that. The way they're showing the pedaling, it's this way. So I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand. I want to hear the phrasing. See the idea? And third line, it's legato pedaling, starting with the fourth measure. I don't legato pedal between the fourth and fifth measure here. I lift the pedal up with with the right hand is the end of a phrase. It's legato. And again, here it's between the end of a phrase. I have some problems with her pedaling. I want to talk about it. You can pedal it that way if you want. The idea is to listen carefully what the pedal is doing to the sound. That's why we learn it first without pedal. I don't care for this business at the beginning of here, because when you add pedal, you're adding the overtones. See this here? Without pedal and with pedal don't sound the same. When you use pedal, you're adding all these other sounds. It makes it a fuller sound. I don't like the idea of having this be a thinner sound and this be a full sound. To me, it should be the other way around. I want the full sound on this part and then come off on the phrase. That's what it, in my mind, what it should be. It's just, you don't make it fuller at the end of a phrase, you come off. So it's like their pedaling is backwards here. It's however, I don't care for that either, so what I would end up doing is go ahead and legato pedal the whole thing through, except for the phrasing. Except for these measures, like in the second line, second measure. When the left hand has this, and anywhere else it has that, I wouldn't pedal that measure because I don't want to smear this. No, don't pedal. So in my mind, I would pretty much legato pedal the whole thing except those few measures that I talked about. And between the phrases in the right hand, I'm following that. So I'll leave that up to you or your teacher on how you're going to pedal this, but that's my impression of it. I'd like to do a play with me on this slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do dynamics. I'll give us 3 counts. Let's try it. I'm going to go ahead and pedal it like they show in the book, even though I don't agree with it. At least I'll demonstrate that part. 1, ready, go. And 2.